A very good morning to you on this, the 22nd of July, 2026, Wednesday morning. And number 22 is supposed to be a great number, right? So let's see what happens today by the blessings of God, by the grace of God. Let's see how we go. In any case, welcome to another video of the Federal Alliance of Southern Africa, where we exploit the things, or not exploit, discover, go through, explore the things that we need to go through to ensure that we can get to a point in history and in our time where we have a wealthy, prosperous, secure, sufficient life, right? And we want to do that through regime change, through governmental change. So let's have some coffee and let's start this particular discussion. Really good morning. We have a bit of flu in the house, and don't tell me to try and get stuff, right? In any case, I need to trim this moustache as well. You know, that's the one thing that my grandchildren do, is they look in the cell phone and they pull faces while they're talking to me, because it's like a mirror to them, you know. In any case, welcome to another video of the Federal Alliance. We're going to look today at the financial institutions and the things to do with finances. Good morning, Mani. Specifically, we're going to look at the overall of the central bank and the financial system reform. We've gone through a lot of stuff, right? And what we have gone through is simply the tip of the iceberg for the changes that we need in South Africa. Things are starting to get hot around the collar for a lot of guys in our Boereadviesraad and in our Volksraad. Things are starting to cook. And they are starting to get agitated because to many of them, time is running out, right? Some of these men are touching 80, and some of them are even going into the 80s. And for them, time is running out. So things are starting to cook. Men are getting hot under the collar, and change will be inevitable if we do what we need to do, which is the good part of this whole thing. So, this is document number 17 that we're looking at, by the way. Number 17. If you look at the nonsense happening in the news, the Madlanga Commission, this commission, that commission, you must realize, if you have some kind of intellect, you must realize that these people are simply playing games. And it's a game that started ages ago. Let me tell you when this game started. It started before the First and the Second World Wars. This game started before 1865. This game started before 1830. Let me tell you something. Many people don't know this. But the nations of the world had completed cities in them before the voortrekkers moved, before the cowboys came to America. There were cities built, empty cities, huge cities. Then these cities were discovered, and a certain group of families took over these cities. And one by one, they started demolishing and building around them. And what they did was, they went out of their way to gain the financial dominance in the world, financial dominance. Now I'm talking to you with a whole lot of knowledge over here, and I can only put so much into words. They boycotted, captured the financial institutions and the financial situation. They captured the situation. Because way back, there was barter trade going on. And before barter trade, or after barter trade, a type of coinage was introduced through various groupings of peoples. Started in Greece and in Rome and etc., and it went through to the other nations. A financial system, a system of not having each person having to have a huge barn, a huge storage facility. If you exchanged your millies for grain, you needed a place to put the grain. Right? If you exchanged your grain for lovely carpets, you need a place to put the carpets. You get what I'm getting at. If you had more than 2 donkeys, you needed a bigger stall. So the financial system was slowly introduced by, you give me a donkey and I give you this coin. It's gold. Gold was something that they could relate to. Silver was something that they could relate to. And bronze was something that they could relate to. Eventually they could relate to iron because their weapons were made from iron. And so the financial system started moving across the world, until we got to the Rothschilds and other seriously evil Ashkenazi families who joined forces, who through war received unjust gain. They financed the English against the French, and they financed the French against the English. For them, it didn't matter who lost or who won. Both had to pay up. And eventually they gained control of the financial institutions in the United States, the Reserve Bank. And slowly but surely they gained control over the central banks. And now they have financial control over your life. So there has to be a way, there has to be a method of breaking free from this stranglehold that's over our lives, so that we can decide how wealthy we want to be. And not go on that idiot's words that you will own nothing and be happy. Right? Slaves to these slave masters. And the thing is, they're only a few. They are very powerful because they've got a lot of money and they can pay people to do their deeds, their evil deeds. But I believe that if God is for you, who can be against you? And as long as I cling to that, nothing will by any means harm me. And those who believe the same. So, that brings us to a look at how to change things. The overall of the central bank addressing misuse by affiliate banks and systematic handling of financial fraud. The financial system, including the central bank and affiliate financial institutions. Now I want to tell you something. We have proof of fraud, huge amounts of fraud, that has been perpetuated by the central banks and by the affiliate banks. When I say affiliate banks, you know which banking systems I'm talking about. Geaffilieerde banke, daar waar jy dink jou geld is veilig. Speaking about these banks. There's fraud upon fraud that you cannot believe. It's mind-boggling. So, the financial system, including the central bank and affiliate financial institutions, plays a critical role in supporting the nation's economy, ensuring the safety of citizens' funds, and facilitating national development. The current state of the financial system has been marred by systemic abuse, mismanagement, and fraudulent activities within the central bank and its affiliated banking institutions, resulting in significant loss of public trust, economic instability, and financial harm to citizens. That's putting it in a nice way. Ek sê dit op 'n mooi manier. Right? Let's have some more coffee. It is imperative to restore trust in the nation's financial system, eliminate fraudulent practices, ensure the security of citizens' financial assets, and create a more transparent, accountable, and effective financial sector. The abuse of power and manipulation of funds by banking institutions, including the central bank and its affiliates, must be addressed through a comprehensive reform strategy with a focus on regulatory enforcement, transparency, and strict legal consequences for financial fraud. Rudy, ek dink ek moet vir jou hierdie job gee. Section 1. Immediate overhaul of the central bank and affiliate banks. Temporary suspension and independent review. Listen to this. Temporary suspension and independent review. Effective immediately, on the first day. The Central Bank of the Federal Alliance of Southern Africa and all affiliated commercial and state-owned banks shall be subject to a comprehensive independent forensic audit, led by an external internationally recognized auditing firm. This audit will review all financial transactions, operations, and practices over the last 30 years to determine the extent of mismanagement, fraud, and corruption. The audit findings shall be presented within a few months, which we will still decide how long they're going to take, with a full public disclosure of the findings. A full public disclosure. Temporary appointment of a financial oversight task force. A financial oversight task force shall be appointed consisting of independent experts in finance, banking, law enforcement, and public policy. This task force will oversee the operations of the central bank and affiliate banks during the reform period and report directly to the President's office. The task force will have the authority to review and approve all major financial decisions, transactions, and personal appointments within the banking sector. Personnel appointments. Immediate suspension of executive leadership. All members of the executive leadership of the central bank and its affiliate banks will be suspended immediately, pending the completion of the forensic audit and review. Any individuals found to be involved in fraudulent activity will be referred for criminal prosecution. Temporary leadership appointments will be made by the Financial Oversight Task Force, prioritizing individuals with a proven track record in ethics, transparency, and financial integrity. Om hierdie ouens uit te krap gaan 'n bietjie van 'n storie wees. But it needs to be done. Systematic handling of financial fraud, creation of a Financial Crimes Investigation Unit, the FCIU. The Federal Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance, shall establish a dedicated Financial Crimes Investigation Unit, tasked with the investigation, prosecution, and prevention of financial fraud, embezzlement, and corruption within the banking sector. This unit will operate independently but work closely with the National Police Force or peacekeepers, the Ombudsman and Anti-Corruption Bureau, to identify, investigate, and prosecute perpetrators of fraud and misconduct. We are serious. We need to clean house. In so many areas, we need to clean house. Immediate legal action against financial mismanagement and fraud. Any evidence of financial fraud, and we've got files, right? Embezzlement or misconduct uncovered during the audit of the central bank or affiliate banks will result in immediate legal action. As a matter of fact, we have the names of the people that we're going to suspend, the top tier. We have the names. Not only suspend them, we're going to put them under house arrest. This includes criminal prosecution and pursuit. Wait, let me just read this one again. Any evidence of financial fraud, embezzlement, or misconduct uncovered during the audit of the central bank or affiliate banks will result in immediate legal action. This includes criminal prosecution and the pursuit of asset recovery through civil litigation. The Office of the Ombudsman will oversee the legal process, ensuring that justice is served fairly and transparently and that any recovered assets are returned to the public purse. Listen to that. Any recovered assets are returned to the public purse. We'll have a whistleblower protection program. To encourage transparency and accountability, a whistleblower protection program will be established, offering legal protection, anonymity, and rewards for individuals who expose fraudulent activities or misconduct within the financial sector. Now, this is important because there are many people that feel abused in various sectors of government. They feel used, misused, and abused. And they will easily spill their guts, tell the truth. Excuse me. Easily tell the truth when the time comes. A dedicated hotline and secure online reporting platform will be made available for whistleblowers to report suspicious activities safely and confidentially. Section 3. Establishment of a new national financial governance framework. Reforming banking regulations and standards. A National Financial Reform Commission will be established, the NFRC, responsible for drafting a comprehensive set of new banking regulations, focusing on transparency and accountability. Good morning, Estelle. In all banking operations, strict anti-fraud measures, and the implementation of robust internal controls. Enhanced oversight mechanisms for financial transactions, loans, and investments. Increased regulatory scrutiny. No, that's not the word. Increased regulatory scrutiny of banks' financial reporting, including the requirement for annual independent audits. These new regulations will be aligned with international best practices and standards, ensuring a safer and more trustworthy financial system for all citizens. Introduction of a public banking and transparency initiative. The government will explore the creation of a public banking system which could offer citizens a publicly owned alternative to private and commercial banking institutions. Instead of private banks, public banks. This system will operate transparently with a mandate to serve the financial interests of the people rather than profit-driven motives. All commercial banks will be required to publish annual detailed reports on their financial performance, governance, and any criminal investigations or legal actions they are involved in. Ons gaan hulle uitsnif. National Financial Education Program, the NFEP. To ensure that citizens are well informed about their financial rights and responsibilities, a National Financial Literacy and Education Program will be launched. Now, this is an important thing, and I'll tell you why. It will be focused on educating the public about financial products, banking services, investment options, and consumer protection rights. Schools, universities, and community organizations will be engaged to promote financial education from an early age, ensuring that all citizens have the knowledge and tools to protect their wealth. Now, I'll tell you why this is important. Do I smell the little dog? I'll tell you why this is important. Johan, good morning. Let me tell you why this is important. It's educating our people. If I as a young man, understood stocks, the stock market, and understood trading, stocks and trading, if I understood that as a young man, I would have been wealthy. I believe each and every household should have a financial stock trading setup. If there's some stocks that you like, you buy it. And if you see it drops or it climbs, you decide when you want to sell. But it's an in-depth study. But it's not so difficult. I tried it, is it now? Nearly 2 years ago, I tried it with limited knowledge. Okay, with limited knowledge. I put 500 Rand into trading 24, I think it's called 245 or whatever. I looked at the NASDAQ and that type of stuff. And in one day, I made 2,000 Rand. 2,000 Rand on stocks. From 500 to 2,000 in one day. However, because of my limited knowledge, right, I tried to increase that quickly and lost everything. Now, I learned a lesson in that you need to know what you are doing. I learned a lesson. I could see in front of my eyes, I could see on the trading charts as it goes up and down, I could see fortunes made immediately. I could see it. You start at a point and suddenly that stock just shoots into the air. Within minutes, seconds, a lot of finances can be made. Seconds. However, the opposite is also true. Within seconds, you can lose everything that you've put in there. So we need to train our people. And those who want to go into that route and benefit themselves and benefit the nation eventually. Because if you are benefited, the nation is benefited. Let me explain that. If you have a 10,000 bucks extra in your wage per month, suddenly you have more money. What are you going to do? You're going to spend more. And if you spend more, the nation is going to grow more. Because you'll still be paying 5% on goods in the tax that we discussed. So if we can put more money into your pocket, right? Jan, good morning. If we can put more money into your pocket, we will ensure that that money flows through the system, all the way and then back into your pocket again, in a circle that works. But what we have at the moment is because of greedy motives and personal gain, we have a circle where there is siphoning channels, siphoning finances, and increasing bank accounts, personal bank accounts, to such an extent that nobody in their lifetime will be able to use those funds. Why do you think a guy like Elon Musk can build spaceships? There's no end to his finances. There's no end. So he can build a spaceship. So what he does is he takes that finances, he buys the parts, or he buys the company. Tax is paid on those things, and the money comes back into the system. But this is one man doing extremely well. He's not the only one. There's guys like Bezos and all these guys. And then there's the 13 families that are trying to dominate the world. And they're dominating it now through finances. So these funnels and tunnels have taken all the cash and all the money. That's why we are struggling. The money isn't used again in the economy. It's not used again. It's not funneled back into the economy. That's why we have to move from private banking institutions to public banking institutions. Public banking institutions, the gain is personal only in one way, and that is that they need wages at the end of the month. So whatever finances they generate on the stock markets, that wealth comes into the public banking system. And suddenly you can go withdraw funds without having to pay any bank commissions and stuff like that. Because commissions on funds, administration funds and commission funds and whatever other funds they call it, is theft. That's all it is. It's theft. It's your finances being stolen over and over and over and over again. And the one thing that I have purposed myself in this life to do is to stamp out corruption as far as possible. Therefore, I build things, I create things, I put things in place. And within a week from now, you'll see something else that I've created. It's finished, it's done. I just can't launch it yet. I need a bit of extra cash to do that, but it's there. And I'll be launching it soon. Because I don't sit still and do nothing. You know, I would maybe watch a YouTube video or something for about 10, 15 minutes. Some of these videos that I watch, I go through them quite quickly. I press forward. And then I start working again. Start getting this grey matter going again. How to get things, put things in place, change things around, change things up. I look at various things. You've heard me say, I look at calendars. I look at the age of the earth. I look at even things like the return of Christ. I look at a lot of stuff. I look at the corruption of this world. I look at the things that's on the earth that were here before we were here. There's a lot of stuff that I look at. And I've gained a lot of knowledge. And through this knowledge, I try to put things in place that will improve our lives. Right? And I'll mention it now because I'm nearly finished with this. I am on page 4. And then I'll just finish off with this. There are many people out there, you are sick and tired of scams and being scammed, correct? You struggle with scams. You struggle to deal with these things because people just want to take your money. So what I've created is a marketplace that's scam-proof. Right? You know how many times you go onto Gumtree and you see the same rubbish over and over again? Or Locanto and you see the same rubbish. And you try to get classifieds and you try to see if there's something that you can buy or you see where you can put your stuff to sell. Yes, there is places like Facebook Marketplace, but even those things are subject to scamming, right? So we've built a scam-proof marketplace where it's all about trust, where you can list your items and buy whatever you want as the site grows. It will be launched soon. It's actually finished. It's actually finished. I've just got to sort out the back end, which is a simple matter. All right? So we do things. We work on things. We work on sports apps. We work on improving our lives through different types of apps. Because that's the technological way to go. And this is one of the things that we need to sort out, our financial institutions. We need to restore trust and confidence in the banking system. Even as I want to restore trust and confidence in the marketplace. It's one of my aims. Right, so we need a public awareness campaign. The government will launch a national-wide public awareness campaign to inform citizens about the ongoing financial reforms, the audit process, and how they protect their finances from exploitation. This campaign will include television, radio, and online messaging, as well as community outreach programs aimed at restoring trust in the banking system. Full public accountability for financial crimes. Jy gaan klippe kap, papa. If you stole $500 or if you stole $1 million, jy gaan klippe kap. Full public accountability. For those responsible for systemic abuse of the financial system, including banking officials, government regulators, and other parties, will be ensured through this will be ensured through transparent and swift judicial processes. It's going to go like that. The government will ensure that any perpetrators are held accountable and justice will be served in a way that strengthens the rule of law and demonstrates the government's commitment to financial integrity. Financial integrity. If you cannot trust a person with your money or an institution with your money, right? Then who are you going to trust? Who are you going to trust? I would rather trust a banking institution, a public banking institution, that is built on the board members being the public themselves, where you get financial statements of the health of the banking institution continuously, that you will know exactly what's happening there. You must be able to deposit 500 Rand in an account in your public banking institution and know that that 500 Rand is going to grow. Not the lie, please, there's a lie there. And I'm changing the lie of the 7 to the truth of the 7. You'll see that. I'm mentioning a few things here this morning. We're changing the lie of the 7 to the truth of the 7. You know, the lie of the 7 is this. It's anything from 1 to 7% or 9% plus minus. Right? Now, bank with us and your finances, if you save, right? Not if you just bank. If you save, your finances grow with 1%, 2%, 3% per year if you save. That is fraud of the highest caliber. You use my money to increase your wealth. That is fraud. If I give you $500, say, here's my $500, then from the time that I give you that money, from the time that I bank that money, my money must grow that 1 or 2 or 3% per day. Per day. Not per year. Per day. Because you're going to use it on the financial markets, through trading, to increase the benefits of the board, whereas the people have to pay commission on this, en nog 'n geldjie op hierdie, en nog, ek wil nie eens in hierdie rigting, I don't even, I get so upset with this theft. This is theft. This is grand banking theft. You know that video, Grand Auto Theft? This is grand banking theft. And we want to change that. All right, I've spoken enough today. Periodic financial audits, etc., etc. This order aims to create a reformed, transparent, and accountable financial system in the Federal Alliance of Southern Africa, addressing systemic issues, tackling fraud, and restoring public trust in the nation's banking institutions. Through the implementation of comprehensive audits, legal actions, and new financial regulations, the government will ensure that the financial system serves the needs of the people rather than perpetuating abuse and exploitation. I hope this was a good chat. Alright? You guys must have a fabulous day. Freelanders, boere, Engelse, Afrikaners, flip and almal, man. We need a nation that is secure. Under God, unity is strength. A nation that is built on strength and unity and faith and trust and hope. We can do this. Have a fabulous day.